Dads that are sick and tired of dieting and cookie cutter programs that don't work at all, cause weight gain, and in the long run sets you up for failure. I'm gonna show you how to lose 25 pounds of fat while eating more calories than you've ever had before, without giving up sweets, without giving up starches, in only 90 days. You also won't have to significantly cut calories. You won't have to give up starches. You won't have to give up sweets. And on top of it, it will be the final program that you ever have to do. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Matt Wittelsbach. I'm the gut health and fitness expert. I've helped over 1,300 dads now build and maintain the body of their dreams. And what each of these dads have found is they're doing 3 things dead wrong. They have 3 things all in common that when they come to me, and all 3 things are so wrong, okay? So number 1 is that they're eating too few calories, right? So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, yeah, I've tried eating 1,500 calories, I've tried eating 1,200 calories, I've tried eating 1,800 calories, and it doesn't work. So they're all not eating enough, okay? I'm gonna explain why. Number 2 is they're following these cookie cutter programs, okay? They're following programs that anyone can follow. It's the same PDF that everyone's given. So inside there, it might have pull-ups, dips. Maybe you can't do those things. I had a client come to me, the workout was deadlifts, pull-ups, and bench press. He goes, Matt, I couldn't do any 3 of those things. I have a bad back, I don't have the strength to do the pull-ups, and I have a bad shoulder. So if you're doing cookie cutter programs, they're not gonna work, okay? Because they're not built for you. If you're trying the next fad diet, it's not gonna work either. If you're eating too few calories, it's not gonna work as well. And then lastly, if you're not phasing in and out of these things, it's also not gonna work. So when you don't phase in and out, you're gonna shoot metabolism down. So what that means is if you're trying to cut calories, you're trying to lose, and you're on, let's say, keto, well, at some point your body accommodates, okay? So say you're my build, you're 200 pounds, you're trying to lose weight, you start at 2,500 calories, then you drop to 2,000, then you drop to 1,500. Well, at some point your body accommodates, you stop getting results, you have to keep cutting. That's why every male that I see is been eating 1,500 calories and they're stuck and they can't get results. So if this sounds like you, it's because you need to reset, reboot metabolism, heal the gut first, and then move on. So all these things I'm gonna explain here, but the 3 things you have dead wrong are you're not eating enough, you're not phasing in and out of your workouts, and you're trying these cookie cutter, number 3, you're trying these cookie cutter programs that aren't tailored for you, they're tailored for somebody else. So they might have got somebody else results, but they're not gonna get you results, okay? So inside of my program, I'll cover 3 things that are way different. So in order to know if this is something interesting, you'll have to do 3 different things. So 1, you'll have to be coachable, open to something new, and resetting, rebooting metabolism, starting yourself in a spot you've never started before, where you actually heal the gut first and then go into it. So if you're not open to new things, then you don't have to keep listening. Number 2 is you're gonna want something, I'm gonna give you something that's personalized, okay? So no longer it's gonna be this PDF that happens to everybody. We're gonna talk about how much time you have, what equipment you have, what space you have, your injury history, your training age, what things you enjoy to do, how much time do you have in the gym per week, right? So all these things matter. What exercises do you like? What exercises bug you? What exercises can you not perform because maybe they're too easy or too hard, right? Those are really important. And lastly, you have to be held accountable, right? You're gonna want to know what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, what's working, what's not working, what we need to change. So we need this accountability. We need to track things. We need to follow things, okay? So that kind of brings me to what I'm gonna talk about next, and just talk about why this is the last program that you'll ever do. Because 1, we're not gonna make any of these mistakes, and 2, you're gonna do something that's personalized for you. So let me bring you through the top of my program and what exactly I do, right? So again, the big difference that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna educate people, okay? So I'll cover that at the end here, but why this program is the last program you'll ever do, because I cover 5 things that nobody else does, okay? Number 1 is resetting, rebooting metabolism, healing the gut, leveling off hormones, getting rid of inflammation, and then starting the fat burning process. Nobody does that. Every other program is, okay, let's try vegan, let's try keto, let's try low glycemic index, let's do paleo, let's do, what else is out there? Weight Watchers, let's do all of these programs. Nobody starts resetting, rebooting metabolism. I promise you, because I've never seen it. I've been in this business for 20 years now, and it doesn't happen. So 1, you're actually gonna start in the proper place. Number 2, we're gonna cover and we're gonna go over a personalized plan. So the first part of that is nutrition. So we're gonna develop a plan for you, not for somebody else. So number 1, we're gonna talk about how much food you actually need to eat based off the phase we're in. I might not start you in a cut. I might start you in a reset. I might start you in a build phase. I might start you in a maintenance. You might be in a bulk. So it depends on the person, but you need to know the calories for the phase you're in and where you were at previously, because if you're really low, we're gonna have to bring you up. So the calories to you, not somebody else, okay? Not a calculator out there that's just telling you to eat something. Number two, we're gonna cover macros. So depending on the calories, it's gonna depend. How much protein do we need? How many carbs do we need? How many fats do we need, right? These all matter, because if you're not getting enough nutrient-dense food, your body's not gonna have the fat burning process. It's not gonna stimulate to burn fat. Instead, it's gonna hold on. It's gonna tell you, hey, we're starving here. We need to hold on to preserve this fat. And that's what our body's meant to do. It's the starvation effect, okay? Number three, we'll cover micronutrients. So, right, the foods, how much, okay? What part of how much? Number three, micronutrients. We need vitamins, minerals, okay? We need enough fiber in our diet. If we don't have that, it's not gonna work either. So we're gonna cover how much fruits, how much veggies, what are the best fruits and veggies, and number four, what time to eat them. That's also underlooked, underappreciated. What time do I eat all of my foods? Do I wake up and do I eat a banana first thing in the morning? Do I have melons at night? Can I eat apples throughout the day? Right? You've been told so many different things. When can I eat my sweets? When can I eat my starches? Do I have to give them up? You do not have to give them up, but timing is crucial. You need to maintain insulin, okay? So if anyone's like diabetic, you'll understand this. Type 2, that is. So you want your insulin levels between 80 and 120. 100's optimal, right? So 100 meaning even the score. So if you wake up and you spike insulin right away and you get it to 150, it's gonna come crashing down. So if you're somebody who doesn't have energy throughout the day, or you eat at 6 in the morning and then you're hungry at 8, and then you gotta eat at 10 and 12, and you're following that program that's like, you need to eat 6 to 8 small meals a day. You don't, okay? But when you're doing that, that could be terrible if you're doing that, because you're up and down, up and down. When you mess with insulin that often, that means that hormones are being adjusted every time you do that. So cortisol, insulin, ghrelin, those are all off. When those are off, it's hard as hell to burn fat. So anyone who tells you timing, it doesn't matter, they don't know what they're talking about. Number five, lastly, is I build this for you specifically. What foods do you like? Where do you eat at? Do you eat on the road? What job do you have? Do you order in? Do you order out? Can you cook? Can you meal prep? All these things matter. And lastly, the education on these foods matters. Okay, what's the best situation? What can I eat at this time? How much do I need to get into my calories, to my goals, and what do I need to do to get there? So it has to be personalized. I can't have somebody and say, hey, so maybe somebody likes eating meat, and I say you can never eat meat. How is that program ever gonna work for that person? Or somebody says, I love potatoes, I said you can't eat a potato ever again. It's never gonna work. Okay, it has to be personalized. It might work for 30 days, for 60 days, for 90 days, but guess what? That doesn't mean shit, because you have to maintain this for the rest of your life. So if you could do something for 30 days, big deal. Who cares? Can you do it for 30 years? That's what you should ask yourself when you start something. Can I do this for 30 years opposed to 30 days? Who cares if you can do it for 30 days? Anyone can. It doesn't get you anywhere and typically sets you up for failure. So those are the 5 things covered in just nutrition. So for your workouts, it's personalized as well. Okay, it'll be in an app. So you'll have the videos of the rest, the set times, the reps, etc. So you'll know exactly what to do. We will also, sorry, I'm losing my voice, build this together, okay? So it will be based off like your training age, how much time you have, space, equipment, previous injury history, and we will adjust it on the fly. The programs will change every 4 weeks. There'll be progressive overload inside those 4 weeks, and I'll be talking to you how to progress that, okay? Because you need to progress each week and each phase, so our body doesn't A, accommodate, and B, so we progress, okay? We want to get better. That's how we build lean mass, and we get rid of fat mass, okay? Third thing, so that's resetting, removing metabolism, number 1. Number 2 is the personalized nutrition and the personalized workouts. Number 3 is the expert accountability. I call it tracking accountability, whatever you want to call it. Okay, tracking, measuring. You need data. Okay, so we track your weight, your measurements, your photos, your food intake, and your workouts. If you don't have all 5 things, you're guessing. If you've done a program where they don't track, they say, hey, this is a great program. We don't need to track shit. It's a shitty program. Sorry, because when you come to me and it's day 30 and we say, Matt, I'm doing really well, I'm gonna say, Bob, this is why. This is why we're doing well. Or if we get to day 60 and we say, you know what, day 30 to 60 wasn't as good. Okay, well here's what we need to change now, because here's where we adapted, here's where we went wrong, and here's what we need to adjust. If you don't have data, you're guessing. I don't guess. So if you want to do a program, you don't ever track anything, this is not for you. You need to know, and I need to know so I can support you and coach you. And lastly is education. So number 4, key component is education. So you also need to do this, and this is why this is the last program anyone ever does, okay? I typically work with people between 3 and 4 months. I get them as close as I can to their goals. If they want to lose 100, let's get them to 40, okay? Let's get you 40 there. But then I need to show you how to reset, or need to show you how to phase in of cuts, okay? How do you phase in a cut? How do you come out of a cut? And how do you go to maintenance? How do you go into a bulk, right? All 4 of those need to be done at some point. At some point, you'll probably put on a little weight. You need to know how to take it off. So when you leave this program, you not only get the results you want, but you'll know, hey, Christmas came around, let's say a year from now, you put on 5 pounds. You know how to take it off because you have all the data. You've been educated on how to do it. My goal is to educate you and empower you. It's not to keep everything as a secret like most programs are and say, hey, this is the secret sauce, stay with me forever. I don't want you forever. I want you 3 to 4 months, and I want you to succeed for the next 30 to 40 years. So if this sounds like something that interests you, and it sounds like something that you would like, then go ahead, love this video, like this video, send me a message, put a comment in, and I'll personally reach out to you and book a quick 10 to 15 minute call and gather some information, because I don't know if I can help you yet. I need to talk to you first and gather some data, gather some info, and see if I can help you. So if you want to do that, just shoot me a quick message here and I'll personally reach out to you.